When it comes to preparedness, the more options you have, the better. I'm a strong proponent of 3D printers being a great tool for this. Repairs, replacement parts, upgrades, and in some cases, even the tool itself. Today's project is a little 3D printed clamp that can hold any number of standard cylindrical batteries under 5 volts and use them to charge USB electronics. If you're in a situation where your phone charge is running low or your battery bank is basically empty, and you don't have any other charging options, you can chuck some extra batteries you have lying around into this clamp as a last-ditch effort. The tool is pretty simple. 2 3D printed halves that fit together and slide down. The top and bottom surfaces each have a layer of aluminum foil just glued onto them for electrical conductivity, allowing you to put any number of batteries in the clamp that wires them in parallel. An M3 bolt and nut go through the center on each half to secure the positive and negative wires respectively, and the critical part of all of this is the USB boost converter chip, which you can get for like $10 off Banggood or eBay. It takes any voltage under 5 volts down to a minimum of 0.9 volts and boosts it up to 5 volt for the onboard USB port. Aside from that, it's just the material you use to print the clamp, really. Super dirt cheap and easy to make. I even made the 3D model file free for you guys to download, link in the description. Put the batteries in the clamp, making sure they're all oriented positive to the red wire, and I'd also use an elastic band to secure the clamp and provide pressure onto the battery contact points. Sometimes the negative battery terminal contact point is recessed, so you'll have to shim it with a nut, or even a wadded up piece of tinfoil will do the job. Then just plug in whatever USB device you want to charge and let it do its thing. Because the USB chip automatically boosts up any lower voltage, you can use any battery you want as long as it's a standard cylindrical form factor with the positive on the top and the negative on the bottom, and it's under 5 volts. This includes AA, AAA, and quadruple A batteries, C and D batteries, 18650s, 21700s, and even, if you're somehow able to get a hold of one, Tesla's new 4680 battery with a nominal voltage of 4.61 volts. That would work as well. And you're not limited to just having one battery in there at a time either. As long as they're all the same type, you can pack in as many as you can fit into the clamp to bump up the charging speed to the dongle's maximum rate of 3 watts. Now that's not very fast, but remember that this is a tertiary backup if your other options fail. And this is just the USB module I have. I'm sure you can find other ones out there that have a higher output if needed. The best part about this entire charging clamp design is that it's so easy and cheap to build if you have a 3D printer. Really, the only annoying part is getting that little USB charging dongle. There's a link in the description if you want one. You don't even really need the bolts to clamp down the wires. You can go the sketchy route and just tape them down as long as the wires are making contact with the foil. Just be careful with that. The entire thing weighs only 93 grams and is small enough to fit into like a coffee mug when compacted together. I printed mine in ABS, but even just PLA is perfectly fine if you're not going to be baking this poor thing in the sun. It can be really difficult to make sure all of the contact points and all the batteries are pressed into the clamp, so the more force used to compress the batteries, the better. The point of this charging clamp was just to have a super simple DIY backup, whether for your home, for emergency preparedness, or in your overlanding rig, or even your camper van for more options and redundancy when you're out in the middle of nowhere. And that's it for now. Quick reminder to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next video.